So I've done two on the third, actually our second YouTube account, the Walnut and Ashdown Film Review Company. I haven't really used that for a couple of months, but the last two that I did about Torture Garden and it was Bolt of Horror, I think. They're on the Walnut and Ashdown Film Review Company, which is not the main one that I use. Anyway, the links for the two from that YouTube account, which is the second one associated with our various Facebook groups, are in the P&J group. So I'm going to carry on doing these. I think it's interesting because they're all like there's a central theme. It's like, imagine looking down at an old Victorian prison with the satellite image, and the central theme is that little circular hub with all the wings off it, and that's what it's like. The link is that circular building with all the things come off it, and they're the stories. Like in From Beyond the Grave, it's the Temptations antique shop. Vault of Horror, it's the sub-basement in the high-rise tower block. Asylum, the asylum. Well, the asylum kind of manager's office, or the asylum itself. Monster Club, where it starts up in the street. Then it's the actual Monster Club itself, when Aramis Vincent Price is chatting to the author. I can't remember his name. Is it Carradine or something? Who plays R. Chetwin Hayes. The House That Dripped Blood is in two parts. It's the police station and the B. Stoker estate agents. The Uncanny is the publisher's house, which Peter Cushing visits with his various stories and theories, which he says are fact and not legend, I think. Torture Garden is the tent at the fairground with Burgess Meredith and as we found out later on, his assistant is Michael Ripper. But out of horror, Tales from the Crypt is a little rock room up in the catacombs, as what we know is basically Highgate Cemetery, because that's where they're visiting and get lost in the various tunnels. They get detached from the guide, played excellent cameo by Jeffrey Belden, the same man who plays the vampire seller of the antique clothes in the John Pertwee segment of The House That Dripped Blood. Mr. Hartman, leaves his calling card in John Pertwee's dressing room. What else is there? Gosh, we already did so many. We've got Dr. Terror's House of Horrors is the train carriage. Done Torture Garden. Done House at Drip Blood. Done Monster Club. Done Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt, Asylum. Tales that Witness Madness is the modern medical facility. The main key players there are obviously the late, well, both late now, Jack Hawkins, who was suffering from throat cancer at the time. I don't think he didn't last long after that, and his voice had to be dubbed by Charles Gray. Donald Pleasance. Obviously, From Beyond the Grave is the main one is Peter Cushing, with a slightly West Yorkshire accent, with the flat cap and the pipe. It's very like a Lancashire or a West Yorkshire accent by Peter Cushing in that. Obviously, Asylum is main one is Jeffrey Belden, Patrick McGee, and Robert Powell. Dr. Terrors is Peter Cushing, Alan Fluff Freeman. Well, Peter Cushing's the link, but obviously the main players are Alan Fluff Freeman, Christopher Lee, Stanley Baxter, Roy Castle, and still living Donald Sutherland. Torture Garden says Marco Ripper, Burgess Meredith. They're the links. Don't know all the actors in that one. Asylum. Vault of Horror is obviously the main link is, well, all of them is Tom Baker, Terry Thomas, Daniel Massey, Kurt Jurgens, and there's an actor who's with Ed in the scene where he's buried alive, and Arthur Mullard with the two actors from the Doctor TV comedy series, Robin Nedwell and that. Sorry about the head, he chops his head off after he screams when the coffin is finally opened, because he's almost out of oxygen, and he don't know that Edward Judd was going to double cross him, the same actor who was in what's it now? Island of Terror with Peter Cushing. What are the links?